Hello and welcome to National Assembly Watch. I am James Adoyi. It's been a busy 2 days for the nation's parliament at both chambers of the National Assembly. In our first story of today's episode on National Assembly Watch, the House Assembly has confirmed the appointment of service chiefs recently appointed by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Their confirmation came after the adoption of the report of House Ad hoc Committee which screened them. The lower chamber had recently commenced the screening of the service chiefs days after the red chamber confirmed the appointment of the military chiefs. The screening committee, which was led by Majority Leader of the House, Julius Nyovere, the chairman of the Ad hoc Committee House, Babajimi Benson, has said members of the armed forces must adhere strictly to the provisions of the Appropriation Act and urge them to work in synergy by sharing intelligence. Ms. Ejikeme Joy Emesoma has again openly apologized to the Registrar of the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board (JAMB), Prof. Isaac Oleyede, and Nigerians. Ejikeme in her apology requested that the board temper justice with mercy and reverse the 3-year ban imposed on her by JAMB. She read the letter of apology before the House of Representatives Ad hoc Committee investigating the alleged manipulation of UTM results by Ms. Ejikeme Emesoma on Wednesday in Abuja. Recall that 2 weeks ago, the House moved in support of a motion to investigate and said the alleged manipulation of the UTME result by Emesoma. Present at the investigative hearing is the Registrar of JAMB, Professor Isaac Oleyede, and his management. Meanwhile, the House of Representatives has also rejected an amendment to a motion seeking to suspend the recent increase in the pump price. A member, Honorable Ugochinyere Ikenga, had a motion calling for the investigation into the increase in the price of petrol since the removal of petrol subsidy. The House resolved to carry out an investigation to ascertain the veracity of the increases. In another development, the House also rejected a motion to set up an ad hoc committee to collate the views of lawmakers, civil society organizations, as well as the public, and engage the government on the selection of best palliative options to cushion the effect of removal of subsidy in Nigeria. This comes amid uncertainties by Nigerians and indeed members of the House who question how the funds approved for the president would be utilized. Honorable Dennis Agbo, who moved the motion, has said it would be best for Nigerians to determine the best palliative for them, just as he expressed his concern about how little the proposed monthly cash handout of 8,000 naira can achieve for a selective household of 5 members under current potential inflationary pressure. Senate President Godswill Akpabio has said the salaries of workers in the public sector will be reviewed to mitigate the effect of petrol subsidy removal. The pump price of petrol has continued to surge across the country since President Bola Ahmed removed the subsidy. Currently, a litre fuel is now selling for 617 naira in the Federal Capital Territory and 630 in Adamawa. Senate has urged employers of labor in the country to de-emphasize age requirement as preconditions for employers in Nigeria. The Senate resolution was sequel to consideration and adoption of a motion at plenary on Wednesday. The motion, titled Age Requirement Precondition for Empowerment in Nigeria, urged the need for intervention, was sponsored by Senator Abba Moro. In his debate, he said age limit is a precondition for employment violates which guarantees each citizen the right of freedom from discrimination. Moro said the provision of the International Labour Organization had identified employment discrimination in economic terms as a violation of human rights that entails a waste of human talent with determinant effects on productivity and economic growth. He said it also generated socio-economic inequalities that undermined social cohesion, solidarity, and acted as a brake on the reduction of poverty. He said it was pathetic for a graduate in Nigeria who could not get a job upon graduation and decided to go back to school with the hope of a higher qualification vis-a-vis a second or master degree could give himself a better employment opportunity. Moro said the sad situation had led many to commit age fraud by going out to falsify age to remain within the age limit of employability in Nigerian civil service and all other employers of labour in the country. Senate, in its further resolution, urged the Federal Ministry of Labour employment and productivity, other relevant agencies to restrict and discourage public and private employers from depriving millions of job seekers employment opportunities merely for not meeting age requirements. It urged that the ministry to immediately withdraw up policies and that relate to equality of opportunity and treatment in access to employment at all levels. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has sought confirmation from Senate for appointment of members and executive management of the governing board of the North-East Development Commission. Tinubu's request was contained in a letter addressed to the President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, and read at plenary on Wednesday. The President in the letter said, in accordance with the Section 5 of the North Development Establishment 2017 Act, I write to present the confirmation by the Senate appointment of a chairman, members and executive management of the board of the North-East Development Commission. Nominees for confirmation include Paul Tefa, chairman for reappointment, North-East Adamawa; Gambo Mikomo, member North-East Taraba; Abdullahi Abbas, member North-East Kano. Others are Stav Aundana from North Central Benue; Mutiu Lawal Are, member from Southwest Lagos; Samuel Oniogbo, member Southeast Abia. Others are Frank Owo, South Rivers; Mohammed Alkalai, managing director Northeast Borno reappointment; and Musa Yashi, executive director humanitarian affairs Northeast Bauchi; Ahmed Yahaya, executive director operations Northeast Gombe; executive director admin and finance Northeast Yobe. Tinubu said the two representatives from the Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning will complete the membership of the board as stipulated by the Act. Well, that's a wrap on National Assembly Watch on VOP TV. I am James Adoye. Ensure to subscribe to our YouTube at Voice of the People TV and on social media at VOP TV Live. Stay tuned for more programs.